Well, all right, people. So I want to do a video here kind of on the economic impact that this coronavirus has on society, because nobody really seems to be talking about this. It's really just all about, the actual coronavirus deaths and all the people that are dying from this thing. They keep saying, oh, the 800,000 people infected, 40,000 dead. And those are big numbers, let's not beat around the bush here. That's not a good thing, right? But we have to look at the response too. Like, what's the impact of the response too? I mean, that's a big thing to look at, and it's something that not a lot of people in the media are really heavily looking at it. They report the unemployment numbers and shit like that, but they don't really look at like how our small business is going to be affected by this. What's the impact going to be on that? Maybe the impact of the lockdown might actually be greater than the impact of the actual coronavirus. Like, who the fuck knows? And I'm not saying it is, but I'm just saying that should be more heavily looked at, because a lot of people right now are losing their livelihoods. And it's not the big businesses. It's not the, even workers. It's, in my opinion, the small businesses, really, because if you're a small business, you're not getting any revenue right now, right? If you're an employee of a small business and you've been furloughed, you can go on unemployment. But like me, I've been furloughed now for like 2 weeks, which I'm not even really mad about. Like, I'm not even impacted by this because I go on unemployment. I get my unemployment. Actually it's $600 a week on top of unemployment. So I'm actually probably going to make more than I make at my normal job. I get like $300 of unemployment a week, and the $600 extra. So I'm almost making like $1,000 a week. I think it's going to be about the same, probably a little bit more than I make at my normal job. So it's like, what the fuck, What this really is going to impact is small businesses. Businesses might go out of business, and those employees are going to be out of a job. That's what it's really going to impact, So that's like something that I feel like the media is not harping on. And they say, well, lives are more important than money. But when you look at the economy, when you look at prosperity creates longer life expectancies. It creates better health outcomes. If you have more money, you're going to be healthier. That's just an epidemiological fact, right? I mean, if you look at some of these countries that have shitty economies, their health outcomes are not the best. Their public health isn't the best. So you got to look at it from that perspective too. And then you got to look at it too, the poorer people get, the more depressed they get, which leads to problems like alcohol abuse, which leads to problems like suicides, drug abuse. So there's a lot of interesting statistics to look at, which the media really isn't looking at. And then they always say, if we reopen the economy, well, this might happen. There might be more coronavirus cases. There could be. Hey, welcome to life. Life is full of risks. We don't fucking shut down our entire society because people die. People die in tragic ways. People die from communicable diseases. They die from accidents, car accidents. They die from heart disease. They die from everything, But we don't say, oh, let's shut down society because people die. I mean, going by that standard, we should just lock ourselves inside our houses 24/7. Lock ourselves inside a prison cell. I mean, life is full of risks and tragic things happen in life. But on the flip end of that, there's a lot of people that are very happy with life because that's life. I mean, we can't fucking sit in our houses all day because we're afraid of getting coronavirus, Now, if you look at who is susceptible of getting coronavirus and dying from it, it's mostly older people with underlying conditions. But for people like myself who are young, healthy, why should we have to stay at home? Like, we have to get this economy back rolling again. These impacts are going to not only be felt for this next month, it's going to be felt for years. Because like I said, if restaurants go out of business, if small companies go out of business, that's not good. People aren't talking about that. That's not going to be good. It's going to lead to a lot of bad things. And a bad economy is not something you want. It's not good. A bad economy is also bad for public health too. So, I mean, we really have to look at this from all aspects. And you really only hear from these public health officials like Dr. Fauci and Birx and all these people who don't have an economic background. So they don't have the authority to be making decisions that affect the economy, really. They're not looking at it from an economic point of view. They're only looking at it from, well, what can we best do to stop the spread of the virus? They're not worried about, we're going to put the small business out of business. So I'm sick and tired of hearing about, just about coronavirus. We have to also talk about the economic impacts of this too, because that's not pretty. That could be the worst thing of this, is the economic impact, because this is affecting a lot of people right now, and and our debt's going up, our spending's going up, and I'm just really questioning some of these lockdowns. I mean, they're pretty fucking strict, and I get that this is a bad virus, but I don't know. I really think that we really got to get the economy back rolling again and look at it from that perspective. So there you go, people. There's my thoughts on that.